This is Province Sports columnist Ed Willis with some deep thoughts on a Tuesday morning. The Stanley Cup Final starts tomorrow in Los Angeles, and while there are any number of compelling storylines to discuss, the most interesting concerns the LA Kings and how much energy they have left for the New York Rangers. The Kings' run has been nothing short of amazing this postseason, but they played 3 7-game series against 3 brutally tough opponents, and they now face a Rangers team which is relatively fresh and relatively healthy. Throw in the Rangers' depth and speed, and it would seem the Rangers have an edge, but there's something about this Kings team which defies conventional wisdom. Back in April, which now seems like a lifetime ago, Daryl Sutter's team was down 3-0 to the San Jose Sharks and looked deader than King Joffrey. That was also the time the pundits were confidently stating this was, finally, the Sharks' year. But you know what happened next? The Kings became the 4th team in NHL history to come back from down 3-0 in a series, and they've since survived 2 equally tough series with Anaheim and Chicago. The Kings, it seems, are harder to kill than a juicy rumor, but how much do they have left in the tank? It's an interesting question. LA won the Cup 2 years ago, but this team is different in makeup and style, and it's also better. For starters, they're much more dangerous offensively with Marian Gaborik giving them a game breaker on the first line. They're also younger and deeper than the 2012 team with Tanner Pearson, Tyler Toffoli, and defenseman Jake Muzzin all playing feature roles. 2 years ago, they just ground teams into sawdust with the remorseless checking game and goalie Jonathan Quick. This season, the defense is still there, but they can score goals in bunches. So why would things be any different against the Rangers? Well, when I think of this series, I think of last year's final between Chicago and Boston. Like the Kings, were a grinding, heavy team, but they were exposed against the quicker, more skilled Blackhawks. By the end of the final, Bruins defenseman Zdeno Chara was worn to a nub, and he had company. You can almost see the same thing happening again this season. The Rangers roll 4 lines, 3 sets of defensemen, and their tempo doesn't vary. They need a couple of big things to happen, most notably Rick Nash has to be a difference maker, and at the risk of stating the obvious, Henrik Lundqvist has to outplay Quick. It just seems the Rangers are ready to end the Kings' magic carpet ride. I'll call New York in 6.